welcome everybody to a new episode of the Talking Shit Show. I am once again joined by the chief shit talkers of the universe, David Ellis, Laura Massey, Amy Kruzic, and Dale the Phallus Tobin. Welcome to the next episode of Talking Shit. In the last episode, a multi-pronged letter of attack was assaulted at us, in which we responded with receipts. Now another lame letter has surfaced that goes to the point of what the fuck is wrong with these crazy motherfuckers. To help explain the level of crazy motherfuckers we're dealing with, I'm going to bring out our chief crazy motherfucker correspondent, David Ellis.
Oh, wow, we got a show for you guys today. You see, Bruce MacDonald has decided to put out the second installment of his uh, Bad Medicine by Andrew Bartzis. Now, here's how I feel about Bruce. It's not it's not difficult to debunk you. It's just easy. You guys are making this way too easy for us. Okay, like you're writing one article where we're like trafficking in cocaine and prostitutes, but then you're saying that we're chronic masturbators. I don't know how that works, Andrew. We must be men of discipline. We do
My
not touch
Nubian,
them.
my Nubian cohort here, we must understand the reason we are doing this is because what has happened has gone to extreme levels. And now we are going to teach the proper spiritual response to all those people out there who have businesses, who've had people just like this, crazy ass motherfuckers, say shit that is absolutely untrue and try to siphon the audience and people. So, David, let's explain the next level of debasery and debauchery and evil they have gone to.
Well, let's put it this way. What Bruce has been doing is trying to contact everybody from our past, all right? Everybody that we did business with and try to get the dirt on Andrew. He says so in this article. What is interesting to me is that people who are spiritual people, are actually following a man who has not been part of the spiritual community, who is not part of the spiritual community, and y'all have adopted him as your leader. He will lead you all to the promised land. What does that say about you guys? And by the way, just so that we're clear, we're going to be showing a whole bunch of stuff today. A whole bunch of. Stay tuned because this one is going to be a zinger, right? For those of you who are in the Bruce's camp who are watching this broadcast, if y'all are brave enough to watch this broadcast, we will not only be going after the nonsense, which is Bruce, we'll be going after the followers as well and exposing them as well because it's needed.
Because the followers are now making statements that are supposedly fact but absolutely false. And it's reached a point here for me that we actually have to do another show after we called for peace. There
Mm,
was a call for peace, everyone saw it. Yet here we are once again. This form of teaching here is not getting even. It's showing what happens when you go too far and people with the proper guts and the proper chaining decide to fight back. Fight
mm.
back in such a way that we can teach all of you how to deal with people like this. So use this as an example. And yes, Bruce, and yes, all you other people out there, we can write too.
Yep, we can absolutely write, but why write when we could just simply destroy all with technology? Why? So, you guys ready for a little bit of fun? Because this is going to be a fun show for me. All right, you guys ready for a little bit of fun?
Okay. So imagine this. You're me, and all your people in the background get calls from this person who says, I was Andrew's book writer, and I'm doing an interview for his biography. Would you come and have a biography with me? Makes that statement.
Mm.
David, what actually happened?
So this is how he's approaching people. He's telling people that he was Andrew's book writer. All right, he wrote the Galactic Historian book, and he's suckering them because they think he is benign into doing an interview assuming that he's doing a biography. This is the level of malice that this individual is capable of. So the people, not knowing any better, what they do is they accede to the interview, and he's trying to get as much dirt as he possibly can. When you see somebody operate like that, that person is a genuinely bad person. The spiritual people who are following him, you guys are either three things. You're either really, really stupid, you are either really, really genuinely bad people yourselves, or you're an ego. That there's only three possibilities. Because genuinely, the article that was written about Andrew calls Andrew a little fat Greek. Go watch it yourself. It refers to Andrew and myself as chronic masturbators, and it has a lot of references that this is malice. Part of Bruce's little menagerie of freaks, one of them is hashtagging his article so that when people search for Andrew's name, they come across the article. That is absolutely
I
malice.
put it out to you out there in the audience and type in the chat, what would you do if you were in my situation? How would you react? Take me off the pedestal, put you in that place. How would you react?
We'll wait. You could write it in the chat. How would you react? Would you all cower and run away? Yeah, well, Andrew and I are not the kind of people that cower and run away. So we've decided that we're going to respond and finally put this matter to rest. Because, you see, Bruce is crazy. That's fine. But the people that are following him, nah, y'all are also very bad people. So, on your command, Andrew.
Lindsay, we are using the Force. David, may the Force be with you.
Joel, if you don't mind, is it possible that you can put my share screen on when I just there we go. I found it. There we go.
Do you want us to turn off video?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I prepared a little slideshow for you like the last time. Shall we begin? So
Yes.
this is our call. This is not even our call to peace. This is Laura Massey's call to peace. This is after the second show, after the first article that Bruce wrote and replied to him. The break in the spiritual community needs to be healed. We must remember that as students of the light, we are obligated to stay in the light, and when we stray, to return to it at the earliest opportunity. We hope that this Two Feathers Talking Stick show, that all with this Two Feathers Talking Stick show, that all frustrations and angers have been vented, and we can return to the task of spreading the light. This is referring to both sides of this conflict. Let there be peace, and let us all be healed. Now, Laura called for peace. Can you imagine that we answered that call for peace? We did. Here you go. Here's the proof. Thank you for this, Laura. This was hard to do. On the UCM side, I will wholeheartedly stand by the peace, and we will not break it if we are not attacked. This nonsense has fractured the community, and I agree it is time to get back to the business and doing what we are supposed to be doing. So we at UCM will keep the peace. I hope that the other side has heard this and heard your plea for peace and will stand by it as well. Again, thank you for being the peacemaker, Laura Massey. All right, Laura. Andrew did chime in and said, thank you, Laura. As someone who has been in this business for as many years as I have, you learn that there is nothing to be gained from being at war with other members of the community, no matter what their motivations. True students of the light will hear and resonate with this message of peace you have put out. Thank you, Dale and Maty, for allowing balance to be brought to the situation, and it is time we all heal from these events. Let there be peace. These idiots, that would be Amir Jahangiri and Bruce did not answer that call to peace. Absolutely, they did not. They didn't answer it. The silence was deafening. You are not interested in peace. You are interested in malice. Because we were willing to put stuff down, but you weren't. And so you wrote a second article. You went after other people and bothered people, even a 70-something-year-old woman. You're using dead people for your vendetta. You are using people's widows for your vendetta. What kind of person are you? And the people who are following him, we are coming after you all today. What kind of person are you that you would use older people, people who have experienced loss, serious loss, for what it is that you're doing? You really think that this is a good thing? Well, let us continue. To show you the level of malice that this man is capable of, I have taken screenshots of Amir Jahangiri's page, and I want to bring it up to you so that you guys can read it. This is Colleen Shackleton saying, do you know part 1 is not found when I Google it? And Anthony Palmowski saying, tagging so that the web crawlers can find this article when searching for him. I'm going to read that again. You see it in front of you. Tagging so that web crawlers can find this article when searching for him. Okay? Right? This is what is going on. This is a deliberate attempt to try to harm Andrew's business. And for those of you who have boarded that train, you guys are bad people. You guys are genuinely bad people. Because the golden rule says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But y'all didn't get that lesson, did y'all? But y'all about to get a lesson. So, somebody pinned a comment under Bruce's article saying, do you get off writing this? Does that make your penis hard? Time to grow up and move on. It was a comment against the article. This is what Bruce and whoever's managing his account did. You are banned from commenting from until 100 years from now. So they banned the person that dissented against them because they do not want the public to have any counterpoint from 100 years from now. And then here's Anthony Palmowski saying, this is a strong way to round out the first article, and Bruce is liking it. You are a narcissist. You are liking the comment of somebody who actually liked your post. But wait, there's more, because it doesn't get any better than this. This lady here, right, that we see is Colleen Tamick from the article. Okay, nothing says I can help you with your healing than this face right here. Yeah, that lady here is willing to help you with your healing. She is a practitioner. She is selling courses. She is selling all sorts of stuff. She is part of Bruce's article. But wait, there is so much more. You see, Colleen, you thought that you could attack people and then run underneath the floorboards. That's not going to happen. Because in the last time we had to do this, I said to you guys that hide underneath the floorboards of the internet, and then when it is that somebody has a problem with Andrew and I, you come out, jump on the train, and then you think you can escape and run back underneath the floorboards. Well, your face is right here. This is an actual picture taken from Colleen Tamick's Facebook page. But wait, there's more. I'm going in the wrong direction. Give me one sec. Nothing says I can heal you. This is Colleen right here on this side, on the right side. Okay? Colleen, we're going to expose you right now. We're going to expose you right now. This is your account in Stripe. Colleen Tamick has been saying negative things about Andrew Bartzis. But what she doesn't understand is that, Colleen, you owe us money. Colleen, all of your teachings have come because you have plagiarized Andrew Bartzis. So for those of you who don't understand what I'm meaning, Colleen, who has negative things to say about Andrew Bartzis, I'm going to zoom so that you guys can see it, has been taking every one of our courses. This is Galactic Historian monthly sovereign membership. These are the payments that were made by Colleen, okay? You will notice that there are many failed payments. It is because Colleen's card was declined and then it expired. And then the membership was canceled. Colleen, you owe us money. So when you hear Bruce saying that we owe people money or we have money for people and Bruce saying that we have money for him, you owe us money. So you jumped on his article and you owe us money, but wait, there's so much more because there is so much more. She spent $207 on this membership. Look at how much money she's been spending on Galactic Historian and Andrew's teachings over time. This is the same woman who is bad-mouthing Andrew. Do you see all of those payments? You guys see it? When it is that you're trying to put somebody down, when it is that you're trying to put somebody down and you are hurting somebody, please make sure that your nose is clean. But your nose is not clean. And there is more, because she did the 3rd Dragon webinar and she did Dragons Uncovered. That is an ebook PDF. Okay? Colleen, for those of you who don't know who Colleen Tamik is, go to colleentamik.com. On her website, which I will pull up in a while, there is a no time clock. It's nothing says effort, A plus effort, than a black and white website. There is a no time clock on her website. Guess where she got the idea for a no time clock from? Who says that often? That would be Andrew Bartzis' teachings. Colleen, be honest with yourself. Be honest with your clients. You're not about that kind of life. You're not. You want to speak because you want to be given a platform so that you could sell your courses and so on. So you figured that attacking Andrew, attacking myself would give you some clout. But at the end of the day, everybody sees through you because the menace and the malice inside Bruce's article, trying to fracture the spiritual community, trying to fracture, trying to make people hate, trying to make people develop sides, maliciously trying to target somebody's business, that individual and you and the rest of the menagerie of freaks, you guys will not succeed because it's just too easy to debunk you. This is the character of the individual who is attacking us. And there's more information about her account. You stole all of your knowledge and teachings from Andrew Bartzis. You want to talk crap about Andrew on Bruce's article? Well, guess what? Keep your nose clean because we have files on you as well. Nothing says you can trust me like this face here. The reason why I'm showing the pictures of these people is because some of you claim to be psychic. Some of y'all claim to have special sense. Those of you who are watching. Does that look like the face of a man that has absolutely no issues? Does that look like the face of a well-adjusted individual? Reach out with your psychic sense and say, and check, is David full of bullshit or is he bringing the receipts to you? Because the reason why Bruce didn't defend the first set of information we gave to you guys is because it was indefensible, because we have a paper trail. We have a paper trail of payments. Bruce, you lied to these people. So now everybody knows that you got your royalties. Everybody knows that you got payments. Everybody knows that you surrendered your royalties and you cannot deny it. So why are you still doing this? Because your lie has been uncovered. It is because you're full of malice and you're full of hatred and you want to spread poison inside the community. This is Anthony Palmowski at the bottom of the page, and he's saying tagging so that web crawlers can find his article. He's even tagging the Facebook post. Wow, quite an activist. I am going to deal with Anthony in a while, but I won't deal with him in the same way that I will deal with the rest of everyone else. This individual on screen is Nicholas Bailey. Let me tell you something about Nicholas Bailey. Nicholas Bailey, he does something really cool with photos. He takes them and he does mirror images of them. Okay? That's what Nicholas Bailey does. So he took a mirror image of Andrew, which will be seen in a while, and he decided that he was going to post it to show everybody how evil in the spectrum Andrew is. Nothing says that we can help you with your healing than this kind of face here. Does that resonate with you guys? Does it resonate with you guys? Let's have a look, a zoom look of the eyes. This individual is a spiritual person. What happens when you see this? You psychic people. You think that that is cool? This is part of Bruce's little menagerie of whatever the hell that is. I don't even know what this is. Okay? I don't need to do a mirror image of your photo, Nicholas. I don't need to do a mirror image of your photo to pick up whatever vibes you're putting out in this photo. I don't need to do that. I could just simply use my psychic sense and I could tell what you're about. But if you couldn't tell what Nicholas Bailey was about before, maybe this might help you right here. Because nothing says well-adjusted than a man with his shirt off, sticking a middle finger up and posting it online. Nothing says well-adjusted more than that. I told you, we're not going to let you guys hide underneath the floorboards of the internet. You talk shit about us, we are going to come after you guys. Okay? And this is Nicholas Bailey's art. Right here. Extracted mirror of Andrew's photo from his profile. You took a picture of Andrew from his profile. Nicholas, if you can do that, we can do that too. You see, the mistake that you guys make is that you think you can hit us and we cannot hit you. I took pictures of your Facebook, like you took pictures of Andrew's Facebook, and I'm putting it out there. So he says, so this is Amir Jahangiri saying, the more I look at the mirror image, the less pleasant it becomes. Listen, Amir, if looking at this photo here is affecting you because Nicholas says, be cautious of that one. In essence, it is what is behind the mask. Have reduced the visibility of the majority of the image on purpose because the photo might do something to you. Guy, listen, if you are afraid of looking at a photo and you are spiritually sound person and you're actually doing spiritual work and you're afraid of, I could look at this photo all day. Amir, if you are afraid to look at the photo and you're saying yes sir, to Nicholas Bailey, I understand that you're grandstanding, but then you should probably do a testicular check on yourself because you might be missing something down there. Okay? You might be missing something down there. Absolutely. But Nicholas has something else that he wants to say where this is concerned. Because he's saying, as a representation, this is a mirror of a high vibrational individual. Nicholas, I'm guessing that the high vibrational individual is yourself. But we've already seen photos of you, Nicholas. We've already seen photos of you. This is high vibrational in your world. This is high vibrational in your world. This is high vibrational in your world. Okay? Now I'm going to stop sharing, come back to you guys. I'm going to let Andrew speak because we have somebody to bring into this chat.
Well, David, you've now presented some of the counter evidence. And I asked earlier, what would you do? We've set up the truth. We've set up what's going on. This has been ongoing now for some time, even when there was a call for peace. So with that being said, there are things that we have to do to clear stuff up so not only everyone that's new to this, that's first doesn't understand what's going on in the show, but also those that have been around and like, why is this coming up again? because we're deciding to turn it into a teaching. And to turn it into a teaching, we have to pull the curtain back. And part of pulling the curtain back means showing the next level of truth to debunk the lies. So, David, what do you have to debunk the next set of lies?
Well, before we start this, I want to give you guys some legal advice for those of you who are watching this show. Let me give you a little bit of information. When somebody hits you online, they set a precedent. Like these idiots here, they set a precedent. They set a precedent. And what you have to take into consideration, for those of you who don't know, I am legally trained. They set a precedent. So if you decide that you're taking people's photos and you're putting them online and you're using people's names, you must naturally expect that it's going to come back at you. Okay? It's instant karma. So Bruce wrote an article and he has a bunch of people that are in the article. And what he doesn't realize is that people are very loyal to Andrew and myself. They're loyal. They actually have loyalty. Not everybody is going to crumble. Not everybody's going to hide. Not everybody's going to be frightened. And that's the error that you make when you think that everybody is at your vibrational level and you try to contact people. When you're making a slander case, you got to be careful, Bruce. You got to be careful, because we have somebody, she couldn't be here, but Debbie Smart contacted me the first time you contacted her. Yes, Bruce, Debbie contacted me the first time you contacted her. You know what that means for you right now? That means that I'm about to make you look really, really stupid. Because you see,
stupider than Forrest Gump.
I'm about to make you look really, really stupid, and I'm about to expose your malice. That's what happens when, you see, I didn't want to stop Debbie from speaking to you and so on. And Debbie allowed herself to be interviewed. And she said to you, give me the transcript before you post it. Bruce, you didn't give her the transcript before you posted it because she was trying to clear the air and you were too busy trying to hurt Andrew Bartzis. That's the problem. But without further ado, I shouldn't be speaking for Debbie. Let Debbie speak for herself. Yay! Shall we? I'm just going to share my screen here because, you know, I love... Can I hum the Smurf song while I'm doing this?
Yes. Nope. La 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 la.
La 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 la. Ah, Bruce, that would be Debbie. You see, I did an interview with Debbie, so let's let Debbie speak for herself, shall we?
Hello, everyone. This is David Ellis, and I'm here with, guess who? Debbie Smart. You know Debbie Smart from Bruce's article? Yeah, that Debbie Smart. The one that said all those things. Yeah, well, she's right here. So I'm going to ask Debbie some questions to prove to you all how much of an idiot Bruce is. And Debbie, you just fell in. First of all, I want to say that Bruce contacted you. Just tell me about why he contacted you, how he contacted you before we start.
Somebody actually sent me his first article.
Oh boy.
And I only read, I read about a quarter of it and I was like, this is pretty nasty stuff. I couldn't even get through it because there was so many discrepancies and so many twisted, distorted version of what he was putting out there that it was not my experience that I had with him. So when I don't know who gave him my contact, but I think he got on Facebook Messenger and texted me and introduced himself and said that he would like to have an interview with me. And I thought, great, because I can set the record straight.
Oh, right. So he allowed you to set the record straight? No, he didn't. So honestly, I just want to cover a few things and then we're going to call the interview to an end because I think I'm going to be having a meeting, a show tomorrow, and I'm going to probably be setting the record straight. So let's start with the first thing. The first thing that he says is that Andrew is a grooming, nasty charlatan who exploits women. But wait a minute, he's also a chronic masturbator, and I supply him with cocaine and prostitutes. So, I don't understand how that works. But anyway, He said that. So your experience with Andrew, did he molest you in any way, Debbie? No?
Andrew was always a perfect gentleman, and I never ever experienced him doing that with any women. You know, if anything, I think the women, if anybody, would come after him. Okay, but he always kept a very professional guard up, because of it. I don't know whether he's been burnt in the past. I've got no idea. I just never got involved in any of that. But he always kept very professional around the women.
Okay, so he was speaking about Natalie. Is it your understanding that Andrew murdered Natalie psychically or otherwise?
No, definitely not. And I'll tell you why. And this is what I did tell Bruce, and of course it didn't come out in here. But I told Bruce that I did a regression with Andrew and Natalie side by side, and there is a recording of it, where I took them into the future from 2015 to 2020. And Andrew can validate this too. And I can always get hold of her mother to get the recording of it if anybody needs validation. But in 2020, when I took her, she went very deep into hypnosis. And in 2020, she was not on this planet. She was already on the other side, looking at algorithms in some sort of craft, helping Earth and other planets with the algorithms, with what she could see that needed help. And so I said to him, she was already gone and working from the other side. And how I validated even more was I told him that my friend gave his Natalie's mother a craniosacral session. And my friend is extremely psychic. And when she works on people from the other side come in, aliens come in, and she talks to them while she's, and they give her messages and whatever when she's working with people. So my friend was working on Natalie's mother, giving her craniosacral, and Natalie appeared. And so Natalie told my friend to let her mother know that the reason why she chose to leave is she could do more work on the other side than here. So she chose to leave.
Yeah.
And I told that to Bruce 3 times in the interview.
Yes. The next question is that Bruce is claiming that Andrew is a drug addict. Apparently, I supply him with cocaine and prostitutes. Really. In your experience with Andrew, that was in Seattle. I know my experience with Andrew in Barbados. Have you ever seen Andrew doing heroin or cocaine or any of that?
No, I never have. And it's legal in Washington State to smoke weed, and and Natalie and him occasionally smoke weed, and they did do plant medicine in sacred ceremonies, and the different plant medicines that it took them on different journeys, and they used to do that because they could travel into the ethers and into other realms that other people couldn't, and that was their bond.
Understood. I suppose the next thing that he is claiming is that Andrew is a shyster that does not pay people on time or pay people for their services. You have been in business with Andrew before. Do you know him to be the kind of person that does not pay his bills or does not pay people when he owes them?
No, that was something that I told you I'd really like to straighten out, because he always paid. He had somebody else handling his accounts, and he made sure that we all got paid exactly for our time that we put in. Nobody was ever ripped off, that like Bruce put in that story thing, saying that my daughter and my granddaughter got ripped off and they worked to the bone and tremendous hours and stuff like that. That never happened. They got paid handsomely for everything that they did. And I did as well. Everybody that worked for him at that time all got paid.
Understood. I suppose the next claim that Bruce is making in the article came from a lady named Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it is my understanding, from what I know of Andrew's background, that Mandy is the one that owes us money, actually. And I know because I have the receipts for it, right? You want to talk about the situation with Mandy, because the truth of the matter is Bruce is claiming that he pushed himself on Mandy like a groomer.
No, he didn't. And the fact is, he basically went up there for 2 weeks to just be able to work on living the mystical life daily. And it was a perfect situation there. Mandy was extremely thrilled to have him there. And then it was very conducive for him to work in that frequency. The frequency where she was living at that time was amazing. And he had Tanach and Adriana actually drive over to there and video some of the shows from there. And Mandy was also assisting him, with some of the information in that. I know she told me personally that, that he did lend her money. And that, I stayed out of that. I don't know whether, the situation, whether she's paid or she hasn't.
I do know the situation, and I have the receipts. All right. So the next issue that I wanted to make clear, when Bruce was interviewing you, was he giving you leading questions and stuff like that? Because what you are saying does not match what was written in the article. So he is called Andrew in the article a fat little Greek, and he has accused Andrew and myself of being chronic masturbators, even though we're running prostitutes and we have women all over the place. Andrew has he's having affairs with women, but he's a chronic masturbator anyway. I don't know, right? He has also said a number of things. He has a couple of minions. One of them tagged the article that he wrote, so that when people search for Andrew Bartzis, they would come against this article do you get the feeling or the sense, is the question, that Bruce is being vindictive as well as narcissistic?
Oh, definitely. I'm just shocked at the way he's twisted everything and that, in that conversation. I basically, I gave you the copy of the recording of the first interview that I had with him.
Yep, I have it.
And basically in that recording, I said that, and I felt Andrew was heavily influenced by Eleanor, that he calls Margaret in his
little thing. Yeah, he calls her Margaret, but the real name of that individual is Eleanor Bain. She was actually a personal friend of mine, and she is very, very twisted and fairly evil. Fairly evil.
Well, she had the wiles and means of, really getting Andrew completely manipulated and into her groom. I think she was grooming him for what she wanted. And, and I just think he fell under her spell. Well,
that could be literal as well, because my knowledge of Eleanor is that she practices blood magic. And it's one of the most disgusting forms of magic that there are. Anyway, never mind. We're not going down that rabbit hole. I suppose the next question that I have to ask is, Bruce did 2 interviews with you. And during those interviews, he actually questioned you on whether you were recalling events and challenged you on a number of things you were saying. Because I listened to the recordings, right? So what was the feeling that you got from all of those things?
I think he even admitted in his second article that he had to squeeze it out of me. Had to try and squeeze something at me, and he was basically saying that in the 2 interviews he barely got anything from me, but at the very last minute he managed to squeeze the psychic attacks. I basically said to him, I felt that psychic attack was coming through Eleanor, probably through Andrew, I don't know, but I just feel it was totally twisted, and he's trying to make a point that everything is coming from Andrew. And I felt that at that time, there was a lot of manipulation behind the scenes, the black magic and everything. So that's why I stepped away. I know that when Eleanor came on the scene, she systematically told Andrew lies about all of us so that he would get rid of us, so that she could take over his business, which she did. And
yes, that is correct. I remember that situation.
And the second thing was that he believed her because she's so convincing.
No, she's a liar. And I said she's fairly evil. So now what I want to say with regard to this stuff is going on in the spiritual community. Do you have anything to say to the people who are supporting Bruce in this kind of vitriolic vendetta? These are spiritual people. These are people that claim to be spiritual and so on, but they have hopped onto this hatred bandwagon against Andrew. because Bruce is fueling them. They're gassing him up. He's gassing them up. And you are somebody that has been there from the beginning, because you are not, you've been there from the beginning. You've been around us from the beginning, right? Some of them have been taken into lies. Some of them are just plain crazy. We're going to deal with the crazy people on the show. Is there anything that you have to say to these people? I suppose we could round off this interview by just letting you speak right now.
Okay. I would really challenge these people to go deep into meditation instead of taking the word of somebody else. We should never take the word of somebody that we see as a guru or a spiritual leader. You've got to use your own intuition and don't follow nasty stories, because, there's a lot of karma backlash when you get involved and start getting involved in all this negativity, and it's best to stay neutral. Instead of trying to feed Bruce, I feel that he's on a kick now because he's got a lot of following, and it's boosting him up. And I feel that's why he's continuing on. He's got a vendetta, but he's also got a following, and I think it's feeding his ego.
Yes, it is feeding his ego. Yeah. And it's becoming very easy at this point in time to discredit Bruce because, wow, did he actually think he would get away with this? I don't know. Anyway, Debbie, thank you for clearing the air. I wanted you to clear your name. And I wanted you to clear your name not only for the people who are watching, also clear Andrew's name and so on. Right, me, I don't really give a damn about myself because I don't really give a damn about the opinions of a lot of spiritual people. But in the interest, you are a very good person. You have always been a good person to all the people that are around you. And I thank you for this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David, for giving me a voice, because this was really troubling to me to see all of this happening.
Hey.
Okay, Joel. You can just return us the screen.
Did I open the curtain big enough? Let that in. Did I open the curtain big enough? Did I expose my past life? Yes, I did. I wanted the truth out. Here's the truth. Put yourself in my shoes now. Am I a human like all of you? Yes, I am.
You know what's really funny about all of this? Is, Bruce, you don't realize that you're actually helping us. You're not hurting us. I know your intention is to destroy Andrew's business, but it's actually helping us. This was actually supposed to be a prosperity show. Let me explain to you how this works. You say bad things about us, people start asking questions. Our ratings go up, they don't go down. You should know this, but you don't. So I want to thank you, Bruce, because you've actually assisted us quite a bit. You have. Let me tell you why Bruce is upset and why that article was released in June as opposed to July, which is when he said he was going to release it, the second part, the second installment. It's because we're doing very well. Andrew's going to Scotland with Laura and Dale, right? Oh, and Bruce, we're reviving the Barbados system, by the way. This will be bad news for you, right? And he can't handle that. When they say people doing well, Laura has, Two Feathers has a show going on. We have other people with different shows coming out. UCM Vibe is coming out tomorrow, actually. We're all doing well. We're doing okay. We're actually trying to help people. We're recreating the Barbados Universal Citizen Healing System, which is the modular therapy from way back when. There's been a rebirth of that. There's a PEMF mat on its way to Andrew right now to actually help people. We're doing things. We're not sitting down writing nasty articles to try to destroy the businesses of others. Staying up at night, hashtagging people's articles so that people can businesses can be hurt. We're not doing that. We're too busy moving on up, like the Jeffersons.
Right.
Right. I've been humming that song in my head for a while now. We're moving on up.
You've solidified our team.
Yes, you have. Because now, not only are we moving on up, we're proliferating and we're helping the rest of the spiritual community. In the time that it took you to write those 2 articles, I've created an entire software solution for people with spiritual businesses that would like to level up. That is landing page builders, all of those things. I have been able to do that thing, Bruce. This past year, I've been in a tech master of masters. I've been doing a master's of technology. Okay? It's finished. And I've made the alliances to create resources for the spiritual community so that they don't get marginalized. Because believe me, economic warfare is coming. And if you are not akin to it, and if you are in the spiritual community and you're a practitioner, in about 5 years, you will not be able to run a business. We have seen this in the future. You won't be able to. Every overhead, these tech companies will bring you to your knees. So all these people that are following Bruce, you guys are going to be on your knees in 5 years because of the economic situation that is happening. But I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to try to save the people in the spiritual community that want to put out positive vibrations out there. Sorry, not sorry. So you guys could be underneath the floorboards waiting for another person to jump on the bandwagon against Andrew. You could do that thing. Or you could actually get over yourselves, get over your egos, and choose collaboration over toxicity and poison. You can choose that, or you could be the way. Because honestly, Laura, Amy, Andrew, Dale, myself, we're good with each other. We're laughing, we're making jokes, things are going well, right? We're trying to get our businesses improving, right? I don't see Laura as opposition to me. I don't see Amy as opposition to me. We're not in any kind of competition. If Laura needs something from me, she knows that she could actually message me and ask me a question. So is Amy. And by the way, while we're on that subject, Anthony, I'm not even going to talk to you. Because I think you're too far gone. I'm going to talk to your wife. Kylie, take your husband out of this war. If you have influence on your husband, take your husband out of this war. This has nothing to do with Anthony. We never had anything against Anthony. Why is he in here doing toxic stuff? This is deliberately, maliciously trying to target somebody's business. You know this. You are aware of what my technological capabilities are. I can strike back, but I will not strike back. You yourself are trying to create a business, and I'm talking to Kylie, if you're listening to this broadcast, making revocations for people. You are trying to create that business. The answer is collaboration. It absolutely is not fighting against people. Stop it. This is a restrained response from us. Okay? This is a restrained response. We could just go all out.
I want to step in. I think I might have done a session with them. I don't know for certain. I don't remember them of the 10,000 sessions that I've done. But she's starting a business on contract revocation. That's all my shit. Okay.
And this is the kind of stuff that we want to promote. We're going to be promoting togetherness in this community, right? The menagerie of malice and haters with the googly eyes and whatever, you guys can do what you're doing. But I can pretty much tell you right now, you see everybody in the spiritual community who is supporting us and so on, we are in equal co-creation and exchange with these people. We are going to help these people. We are going to proliferate. We are going to start back the healing system to give people alternatives. We are going to do all of those things. We are planning courses, tours. We're planning a whole bunch of stuff. And you cannot stop us. You can't. You can try. Do you see how easy it was for me to make you and your little troop look stupid? You see how easy that was? It's because you have the wrong formula. But speaking about the right formula, let's talk about all the plans we have, because it's more exciting than dealing with these people. But Andrew,
Scotland. In a little bit more than 10 days, I will be landing in the Great Green of Scotland and going on our 10-day bus tour. Then we have a couple days off, and we are opening up the modular system. It's going to be in York on July the 22nd. you can contact Laura. Laura, put up your email if you are interested in that. We have a very limited number of seats that are available. I think there's just one or two left. And then we have a concierge service for those that want to go the week after for extended modular therapy, as in 6 to 8 sessions, somebody that wants to go very deep into their healing journey. And you'll be working with the top level people that are able to do through all of these different machines we put in place that have been proven to work over and over again.
Yep.
David, I recount you when you first saw the system in Barbados. Remember that we had that conversation about how that combined therapy works?
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those moments where I'm like, hey, he's another genius. He gets it. Because we were talking about specifically of how to hook up a brain scanner so we could actually figure out what was going on in the medulla during a mystical experience.
Listen, for those of you who are watching this show, this modular system that we're creating, we're mad scientists. Well, we're not mad scientists, we're just scientists. The mad belongs to other people, right? This modular system that we're creating, we wanted to actually get data from it, right? Because everybody is doing alternative medicine, but nobody has the kinds of answers in terms of real hard data, because we want to bridge this gap between spirituality and science. Because if you don't bridge the gap, science is going to remain as arrogant as they always were, and the spiritual people will be on the other side of the fence. So we're trying to bridge that gap. We're trying to build a bridge across the fence. So what this system is made up of is pulse electromagnetic therapy, frequency, right? And so what it is electromagnetic waves. Now you're probably thinking, well, does not belong to the realm of holistic medicine. No, it no longer does. The mat that we're talking about is FDA approved. They finally had to say that this works. It speeds up your wound healing. It speeds up a number of things. But when used in combination with the other therapies, which are also vying for acceptance, flotation therapy, everybody knows that works, right? When used in combination with other therapies, you have a system. The system was created in such a way that you cannot help but progress. Even if you were the densest person on earth, it's going to make a change in your life, right? So when we are offering it in your community, because we're going on tour, we're going everywhere. When we are offering it in your community, please take the opportunity to try this out, because I can tell you it's going to make a big difference in your life. That's hands down. I'm not telling you as a matter of speculation. I'm telling you from the number of people we put through the system, we have 100% effectiveness.
And some of the things that people have experienced during their second or third part of the therapy is for 20 minutes, all they could say, I was very far away. No, I was very far away. And I was the first time that person had experienced since that person was a little child. I mean, we have lots and lots of examples. When you go through combined therapy, the one therapy modifies the next, which modifies the next. Okay? We aim at the top level of people who want to go through the healing experiences to do 5 consecutive hours of healing. Okay? And then there's the 3 consecutive hours where it starts with cranial, it goes to a float, or it goes right to the mat and right to the light. The pulsed electromagnetic therapy is not quantum, it's not scalar, it is electromagnetic. So the mat has a north pole and a south pole. During the program, the north and the south pole will switch 30, 40, even 50 times in 5 minutes. What does that do to the body, David?
Let me explain something to you. For those of you, I'm going to make this, I'm not going to talk in a scientific way. I'm going to talk in a very basic way. You have a nervous system. It works on electricity. Wherever there's electricity, there's an electromagnetic field, period, point. What you don't understand is that a number of things affect your nervous system. A simple way of explaining that is like if you are in a different place and the seasons begin to affect you. Get the idea? So what the pulse electromagnetic therapy mat does, and it not only takes a reading from your body, an SpO2, the amount of oxygen in your blood, but it regulates what feedback is coming to and from your nervous system to your body. So things that are wrong in your body, it immediately adjusts the electromagnetic frequency in that area. Or let me put it to you in another way. Let's say that you have a broken bone that is taking longer to heal. Okay? There's something very interesting about nature. Why you lie down on the earth a lot of the times is because you want the electromagnetic feedback. It's not because Mother Nature is giving you some sort of like pampering or whatever. This is not your spa, but it could be your spa because what the mat does, it replicates and amplifies what nature will do to your body in a small little device, right? And let me tell you something else about this thing. This is not about speculation anymore. Okay. I read the stats on this thing. It has already been FDA approved. Been approved in Europe and it's been approved in the US for bone healing, wound healing, right?
Cancer.
Regulation, cancer, correct, right? It has effects for that. And let me explain something to you. The combination that we are offering here, infrared therapy. Let's take them on a journey through that. Let me explain to you what modular therapy is. We take you and we cook you. Sorry, I'm going to talk in plain, simple language. We make you sweat. Then we take you and we put you in a bath with Epsom salts. Guess what Epsom salts does? It draws toxins out of your body.
And then
It also,
rebalances all of your electrolytes and microelectrical circuitry.
exactly, right? So your electrolytes are balanced. You're in a dark room and it's already preparing your mind for what's happening afterwards. Then we take the body that has been extracted of toxins and then we stick you in a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber, which pushes oxygen into your skin, your lungs, and your blood vessels. Because a lot of people are deoxygenated. It's just a matter of truth. So for those of you who are yoga practitioners, it gives you 12 years of pranayama in about 45 minutes. Okay? Then we take you from that thing, because by that time you should be nice and mellow, drugless, of course, nice and mellow, and then we put you right to the next set of pieces, which involves craniosacral therapy, which basically will open up your nervous system. And of course, we're going to put you under a Lucia light, and that's where the spiritual aspect comes because it will open up your cerebral frontal cortex to everything. You know, the roads in your mind that are blocked by thoughts and so on. Imagine a device that could just open all those roads and stop the brain fog, right? And I'm not talking off the top of my head. I am not talking. There's a Lucia light outside in my drawing room right now. I use it very often. I know what it does, right? It takes your intelligence as well. Let me tell you the effects. I can only speak for myself. It clears your mind, expands your intelligence quite a bit, because the roads in your mind, a lot of people are very geniuses, but what happens with their mind is that there are too many things blocking it, too much dross. The roads, the traffic jams, there's traffic jams in your head. What the Lucia light does is open up the traffic jams. Okay? So let me explain to you. This is not a matter of speculation. This is not a matter of us trying to sell you something. This is a matter of it works. It works, it works. Period. Point.
Now, something to add, the PEMF mat also has a set of goggles on it that are red, blue, green lights that put you into the deep delta state. Okay? Deep delta. David, what does that do for the body?
For those of you who don't know what deep delta is, there are 5 different brain states. Actually, there's 6. There's gamma, there's beta that you're using to listen to us right now. There's alpha when you start to daydream. There's theta, which is the hypnotic state, and beneath it is delta, right? That is the deep sleep state. For those of you who don't know what delta is, when you fall asleep at night, you may be going into delta, but not really. That is the complete recovery of the system. All your systems, your body takes the opportunity in delta to fix everything. That's what it does.
It commands the stem cells to go to the areas that are needed. And when you're in the hyperbaric chamber, it amplifies a process where you're growing stem cells. Now, something else to notice, the nature of the system is one combines the other to combines the other.
Yep.
It's the progression that takes away. So the electric is filled, the oxygen is refilled, the body's been relaxed, and you go right into the electromagnetic, and then finish it off with the spiritual rebalancing. This is what we're going to be doing in York. We are, for the first thing, we're offering the three combined therapies. We will have all 5 available, but that will be on a concierge service because everything is going to be schedule dependent. We're just going to be working out of York for right now. So please contact Laura if you're interested in any of the forms of combined therapy. Her email's there, Laura2, the number 2, feathers at gmail.com. And we will be in there for roughly till the 28th of July?
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll be
that's
there
right.
from the 28th, from about the 17th.
I want to say something, Andrew. Linking it back to the talking shit. This is the kind of stuff that people hate about. We're doing things. We're doing things in the spiritual community. We're helping people. And Laura, we didn't give Laura. Laura, if you and Amy, you guys can chime in here on the situation at hand, because we're really excited about the things that we're going to be offering you guys. Andrew speaking about his stuff, but let's Laura, Amy, Dale, you guys can chime in.
Okay, thank you, David. Yeah, we're really excited about Andrew's UK tour, I think we'll call it, and what we're going to do, not just Scotland itself, which will be fantastic, but actually building of this modular system or the combined therapy system, which I've come to understand much more. I have experienced it in Barbados with Andrew. And it was just such an amazing experience. It's a bit like going on the medicine journey without the medicine. And we're really excited to try and get it started over here and offer it to as many people as we can over here, because we all have different abilities that we can bring forward. Maty has his light language that can be used combined with these. Dale is, we all know Dale is a grandmaster psychic surgeon, among many other things, and I do the cranial sacral therapy, which I use a lot for ancestral balancing and so on. So combined, it will be a trio of us, even when Andrew returns to America. We want to carry this on over here. We actually want to make a go of it here, because we think we've got a good market here and we can do stuff with it, and we can start helping people to help themselves. Andrew always said we would need 1 billion healers. I think you used to say, Andrew, didn't you?
Yep, we're going to need 1 billion healers to help this world go through the transition. That's one for every 7.
Yeah, and that's what we're focusing on, not writing malicious articles, because if you think of all the energy Bruce put into doing 2 articles and what he had to do that, he could have put that to much better use to do something for the world, to do something for people. Which is what we're doing, as you've said. That's what we want to do, because that will always, our messages will always be of peace and healing.
Amy, you're doing something really cool with yourself. That's happening really soon, aren't you?
Yeah, so you're talking about Pink Moon Lodge?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Patty, Lucia, and I, our first drop is going to be tomorrow. We recorded it today. And so we are starting this weekly podcast for just kind of for fun and for laughter and for wisdom of the ancestors. And, it's just going to be a fun show.
Yep.
With spirituality mixed in there. And I just want to say thank you to everyone on this panel, because I've taken courses from all of you, and I have grown, exponentially in the past year, 2 years, so, I thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, no, thank
you. You took the self-investment.
Welcome to the team.
Yes.
Welcome to the team.
Yes.
I know.
And this is what we mean. Like, this is how this works. There's no hierarchy here. Amy's starting her own thing. I'm starting UCM Vibe tomorrow, actually, at 12 p.m. And would you like to know what the topic of tomorrow's show is? We're going to be showing people how to conduct a spiritual business that is a profitable business. We're going to have a case study online, and we're going to run it, right? Like a sort of business webinar for those of you who have different questions to ask. This is the kind of thing that we want to be doing, because if we don't help each other, guess what? Nobody is going to help you in this world for free. Okay, nobody's gonna, you should be, this is supposed to be a family. right? We help each other, and we are going to continue helping each other throughout whatever, right? So if you guys have any questions about business and so on, you should check out tomorrow's show. And the tour that is happening, going to Scotland as well. This is going to be the beginning of a big proliferation, right? We're trying to help as many people in the spiritual community, those people that really want to move forward, that are positive in their approach and not writing nasty articles or like all the politics stuff. If you are into that, we don't really want to do business with you anyway, right? But if you can heal from that and you can actually open yourself to the concept that we are trying to help people, we're going to be helping the spiritual community either which way. Okay? Either which way. So, yeah, back to the system. Yeah, I'm very happy about that system. We're going to be going to different places in the world. This is the beginning.
Just want to say one more thing about the therapies. When we first created it, one of the taglines that I came up with was the no drug mystical experience.
Yes.
And for one of those reasons is I've done ayahuasca ceremonies. I don't ever want to run them again. I can tell you that. And I don't have any reason to do ayahuasca until I'm called again. And it has been years since I have. But what I have discovered is the no drug mystical experience. Ran it 50 times, 60 times. Each person went through their progression. Generally, we would start with cranial sacral therapy. 1 hour. Okay? All of a sudden, you're in a different state. You're from a cranial, you're into float. Float, you're into hyperbaric. Hyperbaric, you're into the mat, and you're finished with the light. We're now adding to it all the spiritual training, all the secrets that come with it, built into those hours that you're under the light, in the mat, in the float. So you could have the greatest forms of teachings in that hyper spiritual moment.
Yes, Andrew, and the training is very important. Let me tell you what we had to go through to create this system. I had to go to Key Largo, Florida, and get stuck in a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber. I had to become a facility director for hyperbaric oxygen therapy, right? Laura does CST, right? And right now I'm training I'm training counselors so that the people that are inside my course, they're not just people who did a weekend course in something. They're going to be actually real counselors and therapists, right? Backed by the International Association of Counselors and Therapists with letters behind their name. Real counselors and therapists, right? So we're building professionals, and these, like Amy's in my class, Laura's in my class. Okay, we are training people for real, right?
All those people that graduate, David, all those people that graduate with you have a system to use. So whatever level of psychotherapy that needs to go on, there's a variety of machines or combined therapies that can get somebody who's right on the edge of a harsh diagnosis back to being grounded.
And the thing about it, to be quite honest with you, that's why we don't have time for people like Bruce and whatever. That's exactly why. We're too busy doing things, real things. We don't have time for it.
Trying to make the best impact in this world as we can as a legacy.
And it will make an impact. That's for damn sure. Because we now have a trajectory that we are on. And we are going to continue to proceed on that trajectory, whether or not there is backlash from the lunatic fringe crowd. We put up a QR code with all the text messages and stuff, including the interview that Debbie Smart did with Bruce, because she recorded you, Bruce. This lady's last name is Smart for a reason. Okay? That's why her last name is Smart and your last name is MacDonald. Go figure. Right? So she recorded you. So we have the proof. It's up there. Apart from that, what other plans do we have? Yes, for those of you in the spiritual community that are having tech issues and they're spending too much money trying to run a business, we've created a bunch of softwares for you. Yes, actual softwares that will build your landing page for you so that you can actually collect money, and it won't be a black and white landing page and stuff like that. We have artificial intelligence, and that we're going to present it for you to use as well.
That's the other thing Bruce said in his article. No one should have a spiritual business ever.
Amer Jahangiri, Colleen Tamik, they have spiritual business. That's another thing he said. But, it's okay. That's fine. Logic has left the building. And by the way, if we're making $2 million a year, as he said, we shouldn't have a problem paying people, right? But never mind. That's beside the point.
Exactly.
Let us just get back to the stuff. We are going to be helping the spiritual community. If you guys are ready to move forward, then we are ready.
I want to interject here for a second. And there are a lot of people that have listened to this whole show and seen us go from one subject to the next. It shows that we're practiced and we're secure in who we are. Now, the next thing I want to say, there are a lot of people who want to take the next level. They see the strength of character it takes to stand up. And I would like for those people who want to step up in the strength of character, offer them to come and do some of the extended services that we'll be doing in York. We have the master healers with the technology that works to guide you through this experience where there are no drugs. It is just you and your own unique personality going through the clearing process. More clear than you ever been before. David, what can you describe when you've seen people go through the system?
Oh, these people are having a heavenly experience. Let me explain to you what I did see. You can have a certain amount of skepticism about something, but when you have a 100% effect rate, and you can duplicate the effect rate over and over again, that is the modicum of science that is attached here. So we had people, we tested people from politicians. Like we had a politician go through the system, and we all know how much stuff that they carry. Let me just put it that way, right? We had a politician, we ran a lawyer through the system. Okay. We ran these kinds of people, which is why we're going to be approaching the corporate sector. Because if there's any bunch of people that need cleaning out and reconfiguring, are the corporate sector. And let me tell you what they said. The politician came out and said that he saw Christ. Okay, like Jesus Christ. The lawyer came out and she couldn't even speak. She was like, I was far away. Right? So we don't... Look, we kept repeating these things because I'm skeptical, and what I wanted was measurable data. So I wanted to buy an EEG because I'm a nerd like that. An EEG is an electroencephalogram, okay? And what it does, it measures brain activity. But we couldn't get the EEG, so we're doing a different kind of data. We're doing qualitative data, which is the effect, the reported effect of users, and whether we can duplicate the same effects over and over again. So when COVID hit, because that's what stopped us from moving forward, we were all locked down, and the worst thing that you could do to me is lock me in a room with a Lucia light and a PEMF mat. That's not a good idea, right? So I got locked down in a room, and so I kept experimenting using myself as the lab, obviously, right? And Andrew would get the reports to me. I'd be going missing for days, that kind of thing. But my point, I'd be going missing for days because I was in the lab and I tested the hell out of those things. I tested the hell out of those things to see what the limits were, what the limitations were as well. And I'm going to tell you that it doesn't matter whether you're dense. I tested it under a number of different conditions. It doesn't matter whether you're dense, whether you don't think that you're a spiritual person. Those therapies in combination will open you up quite a bit. Okay? Like, it doesn't matter who you are.
You will go from no to maybe, for certain.
No to maybe.
Most people will go to holy shit.
This is what I was telling you. I have taught meditation. I have taught yoga for many, many years. right? I used to be a yoga teacher. For those, I'm still a yoga teacher. What I have found is that when people think about spirituality, but it's a concept that is an abstract concept to them until they meditate for the first time and they experience expansion, just a little expansion, and they're like, "Oh shit! There's a whole bunch of light that I'm missing that I didn't know." But I could travel, I could go places inside my mind. Yeah, you can, right? And once you open that window a little bit, then they want to know what the rest of the world is, right? So for those, and that's what happened to the lawyer. That's what happened to the politician, because they live in dense reality, okay, where everything is just in front of you. But when you open up the window to the worlds and the galaxies and all those things that are inside that you are capable of accessing, then people become interested, because that's why that system is so effective. I couldn't care less about the physical benefits. That's your job, right? I'll go to the gym for that. I care about the fact that it opens up a window in the minds of people that makes them all of a sudden realize all the stuff that they say in church, all the stuff that they say in those spiritual courses, are all of a sudden, it's true. Oh my God. And then they become curious, and then you have a person on that path for life.
Exactly, because it's an experience that you cannot know what it is until you have that experience. Okay? That's why
Correct.
it's no drug mystical experience. Everyone's going to experience it in their own way, and the validation comes with the people's look on their face when they finish. Okay?
Like
I
something
mean, most
happened.
people have had one therapy in a day. Ponder 5 therapies back to back to back to back. 5 hours in one day. All the different machines and technologies. Okay? All designed to put you where? In that deepest delta state. 1 hour in the float is 8 hours of sleep. 1 hour in the PEMF mat is equivalent to 8 hours of deep delta sleep. Okay? That's 16 hours of sleep you've had in 2 hours. How many of you woken up after 16 hours of sleep and felt great? Is that mystical enough for you? 2 hours, 16?
You see, Andrew and I are different where this is concerned, right? I'm all about the astronaut experience, man.
Me too. I
I'm
want them to have
all about the
that.
astronaut experience, man.
Yeah? And I know we can tailor it for them, because the light in the mat, one's electromagnetic, but it has the eye goggles, and then the other one is a more controlled state of alpha to gamma to deep delta.
Mhm, mhm. And for those of you who are interested in, a lot of people experience spiritual blocks. A lot of people are going to have the criticism that it's all artificial, it's technology, and we should be afraid of technology. No, 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 you're talking to the wrong person here. Let me explain to you why we use those devices. We use those devices because we don't have 30 years to make a dent. Okay, we have 45 minutes. We're not going to be like teaching you yoga for the next 30 years for you all of a sudden for your brain to expand. No, no, we're doing it today, right now, here in front of right now. And that's why we use these devices, because as I said to you before, a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber, you could be practicing pranayama for 12 years before you get the idea that your blood actually needs oxygen, that your skin actually needs oxygen. For those of you who are yoga teachers inside there, you can be practicing pranayama. And a lot of people think it boring because it's like, what? It's just breathing. If I stick you inside a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber, you have become expert level in 45 minutes. You have no choice.
Yes, because your blood gases will be compressed to go through that, because that is what hyperbaric therapy is. 100% oxygen under pressure.
And that's at 1.1.288. Forget it. No scientific talk. Let's bring it down to people that. Let me tell you why hyperbaric oxygen therapy is given in hospitals. Because let's say you were burnt. Let's say your skin was burnt. Your cells need oxygen to heal that skin. Okay? Now, you're thinking, but there's oxygen all around me. Oh, no, my brother, there isn't. Depending on where you live, there is going to be a whole lot less usable oxygen. Like, shout out to the people in Toronto and New York. I escaped. Yay. Right. So, right, shout out to the people who are living in congested cities. I escaped. My point is, when you move to a place where the air quality is better, you feel better. But a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber, it gives you purest quality air.
100% oxygen.
Yes.
What does oxygen do in the blood, David?
Well, your cells are not going to be very happy if they don't have oxygen, and so they might die. And so when their cells die, I'm going to keep it very basic. If you look at people walking down the streets, some of them look juicy and alive. I don't want to have to bring up the pictures, never mind. Some of them look juicy and alive, and some of them look ashen, and you could tell when somebody's deoxygenated. They lack liveliness. It sucks the living energy out of you. For those of you who are into East Indian theories and so on, pranayam, on all these things, the prana part of it, that's in the oxygen. That is what sustains you. That is what sustains you. So yes, food sustains you and water sustains you, but the air, you can live a few days without water. You can live probably a few weeks without food. You ain't living for 2 minutes without oxygen for most of us. Okay. So that's why it's important.
Now combine that with all the other therapies, putting you at the highest state of personal peace and rest. What emerges in you? That's the mystical experience. What you could not see through the fog, which you could not understand because of the voices, that which you could not perceive because the electromagnetic spectrum was blocked, and what you could not dream because you did not know how to enter the dream world. And guess what? That light is all dream world.
Let's not forget the people that I can't astral project. I've never astral projected before. Really? Oh, we can help you with that problem.
With that said, we will in July the 22nd to I believe the 28th, Laura, we will be open to doing specialty sessions. Please contact Laura. Her information there is at the bottom. Laura, 2feathers@gmail.com.
Yeah, I think we also said we could possibly do some the first week as well, Andrew, from the 17th.
Depending on the level of response that we have, and then there will be another tour that comes around too. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you guys need any further information about the stuff that we have planned, we have a roadmap ahead of us, and we are going through the numbers. We also have a number of other exciting things happening with people who have partnered with us and so on. Amy has a Pink Moon Lodge going on, and there are a number of other things that we have coming out in the future. So it's an exciting time. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
And
so somebody that's asking, so somebody in the chat room was asking about it again, October. July 22nd is when we're doing the first round. Anything after that is via schedule only, because there's a variety of things we got to arrange to have, so you have all five sessions done back to back to back. And that's the goal, to do them. You have as little time as possible, more than about a half hour in between, because that's what keeps you in that state where you're going through the deepest states of unique removal of the different layers and blockages. It allows your natural sight to come forward.
Mm-hmm.
So Dale, do you have anything that you want to add about the combined therapy?
Just to say, it's your chance to kind of experience something new, to be able to go into a space with the combined therapies back to back and go through your own process, go through your own story, and have a mystical experience. If you feel like you're stuck in any way, shape or form, you have an opportunity to come meet us as well. Andrew will be there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it and the expansion we're going to have, and hopefully we can have something grounded and set up regularly for people to come and experience this. I'm really excited.
We can tailor experiences for you too. Laura, anything that you want to add?
I really wanted to say thank you to you and David for bringing this out there, the modular system, and the work it's going to do and what it can do for people is absolutely amazing, having experienced it myself. So just thank you, to both of you. And David, when he says contact him if you need a hand in this spiritual community, he's always there. He helps so many people. 18 months ago, I was just starting out doing my website, and I went on a business course with him and Nicole. And he's always there as backup for you, always there as support. And he's absolutely brilliant. You have to challenge him to find him something he doesn't know sometimes. So, yeah, just to say thank you, David. You've been fantastic. And obviously Andrew, because his teachings go around the world. And Andrew, to get attacked like this, when you think his teachings are all about peace. Andrew teaches peace. Andrew teaches the Red Road Walk to the Fifth World of Peace. That's the underpinning of all his teachings. So thank you as well, Andrew.
And I look forward to helping everyone come and experience something new. Come visit us in York.
Well, for those of you guys who are spiritual astronauts, let's put it that way. We call them psychonauts, right? You might, and you're in England, definitely just come for the Lucia light, because I guarantee you, it takes you places, man. It takes you places, all right? So, for those spiritual astronauts there who have reached a plateau in their spiritual travels, if you're plateauing in your spiritual experiences and so on, let us help you. Okay, so you can sign up for that as well, whether it be concierge or whatever else. It would be, I guarantee you, it's something that is completely different. It's a different experience. All right.
Well, everyone, let's call it an end to the show. David, give a way people can get a hold of you.
So for you guys who need to get a hold of me, you can find me at info@universalcitizentv.com. Tomorrow we have UCM Vibe coming out. We're going to be on at 12 o'clock. That's done tomorrow, the 21st. All right. And so we'll be seeing you guys and on Facebook and YouTube and Rumble as well. See you guys tomorrow.
Dale, give a way for people to get a hold of you.
If you'd like a session from the Grandmaster of Psychic Surgery, visit daletobin.com to book a session and experience something new. Thank you.
Amy, give a way for people to get a hold of you.
Yes, first I wanted to say thank you, everyone here on the panel. Thank you so much for what you do for me. I just want to extend my love for all of this, and here's to more. Here's to more. You guys have helped me build my confidence, and it's just amazing. So I appreciate it so much. So you can reach me at Pink Moon Lodge podcast at gmail.com, and I will be a host on the Talking Stick Show.
Yes. Laura,
Yes.
give a way for people to get a hold of you.
Yeah, well, the Two Feathers Medicine website is being reconstructed at the moment, so just email me on laura2feathers@gmail.com. That's up in the chat, or was on the bottom of the screen just now. Thank you, Joel. I do one-to-one sessions if you'd like some ancestral balancing, going to visit your ancestors around the fire, or I also do a self-mastery program, Riding the Winds of Change, or loads of stuff. So just email me. And thanks very much, everybody.
Everyone, you know who I am. We have a new mentorship class that's going to be restarting in the third week of September. We have a limited amount of signups, so people contact the website and you can get signed up for that mentorship class. Look forward to seeing everybody. And then we have one more show, and then we'll be leaving for Scotland, everyone. All right, Joel, take us away.
Thank you.